Hello everyone, this is Solomon. I'm here to explain you about Java programming on the topic of inheritance. Now I'm gonna take a good example of inheritance and explain you. So let's go to the question. This is our question. This question is to develop a Java program on the topic of inheritance. So we need to create a superclass called employee, and we need to derive this superclass into two categories like manager and employee, or we can do multiple things through this program, and we need to calculate all these things here. So the calculation part is given by them, so I mean the values are given by them. So basic salary of a manager and employee, and DA, DNS alliances, DA means, so they have given here HRA, house rent alliances, and TAX, that is nothing but tax, and EPF, employee uh, allowances. This is employee allowances, nothing but. So this is our question. We need to develop a Java application on this. So let's go to our program. So to compile my program, I'm using online GDB. This we can find in Google. So this is our code program. So first we need to import java.util.star. This is a star, and import scanner class, because we need to scan the values by the user. So first we are creating a superclass employee, and from down here we have created two subclasses called manager, that is extended from employee, and engineer extended from employee. So these are the subclasses, nothing but child class of parent class. So let's go into our code. Int basic salary. So what's the basic salary? And double, because these values are gonna be in decimal points, so we are using double. So DA, as I said, DNS allowances, HRA, tax, grow gross salary, and net salary. So what's the net salary here? So in EPF, so normally I think EPF is around 1000, a basic one. So in this program it is going to change, it's like minus 3000 for them. So void calculate, nothing but cal I'm taking as. So string vs vr, we can be, these are the values variables, it can be anything. I have just taken from the code. So these I use frequently, so I use this. So we are checking a condition if var is double equals to check. So this is checking here if this condition is true, because from down here we are gonna check. For manager it is check here. If this condition is true when we enter the employee, so sorry, when we enter the manager, this is gonna call the function and work in if part. Or when this is an engineer, then it's gonna work in another part. So this is for our manager, and this is for our engineer. The calculations are completely different. I mean the calculations are same, or but the values are completely different for both of them. So yeah, so we are using if statement if var double equal to check. So this we are using for manager. So basic salary is equals to 30,000, because I'm taking this 30,000 because they have mentioned in the question. So if you're building your own program, if you're developing your own program for your workers or manager, these values can be according to them. So as it is in the question as 30,000, I have mentioned 30,000. So DA is equals to 0.95 into basic salary. So these all the values are given. So I'm just taking the values. This is not exact values what it should be. This is not in compulsory values. This is a calculation part, so it can be anything, the value according to you. So HRA is equals to 0.2 into basic salary. Tax is equals to 0. This is 25%. So into basic salary. So EPF is equals to 30,000. So we have to deduct this 30,000 from 30,000. We have to deduct 3,000 from the basic salary. So gross salary is equals to DA plus HR. So these two will be added for his total salary. So net salary equals to, we need to cut the tax and EPF from his total salary. So we are subtracting the tax and EPF from the salary. So we are printing the statement system.print equal to manager, and he's gonna print a gross salary. Gross salary will be printed here, and net salary will be printed here. So next line it's gonna print details, and DA is 95% of the basic salary, so DA will be printed in the next line, and the HR is 20%, and the HR will be printed, HRA will be printed in the next line, and tax is 25%, and what's the tax will be printed, and the final value will be printed by deducting 3000, because the 3000 is given for EPF. So and similarly it will come to else part if it is not a manager. When it is an engineer, it will come to the else part, and it will work on, as they have mentioned, the salary of engineer is 20,000. So 20,000 is here, and we are going to calculate all these things from the basic salary as the values are given in the table as a question. So gross salary equals to DA plus HRA, and net salary we have to cut the tax and EPF. So EPF is already mentioned as 2000. So we are going to print system.out. We are going to print engineer, and his gross salary, net salary, and next we are going to print his details, nothing but 80% of the basic salary. DA is, so DA, and next HRA. Next line HRA will be printed, and tax 15% tax, and the value of tax will be printed, and EPF minus 2000. So we need to remove the 2000 from the basic salary. So class manager extends from the employee. As I said in the beginning, these are the subclasses, nothing but child classes of the superclass or parent class of employee. So employee is a parent class or superclass. So we are calling a function super.calculate check. So this condition will work now. So we need to check the condition here. Why we took var is equals to check. So if it is check, when the enter is check, then it's gonna perform an program of this, or else it will come to the else part and work for the engineer. So in the similar way, class engineer extends employee void. So we need to call the function again for the engineer. So public class main public static void. So this is the syntax for the scanner class even. So scanner class we have imported, and S should be capital as it is a class name. S should be capital in scanner class, and system S should be capital. So if these are main things in Java programming. If we give S as a small number, then it's gonna compile as error. So these are two main important things. All the class names should be in the capital. So system and scanner class S should be capital. So we are checking a condition here. While true, system.print 1 for manager, print 2 for engineer, and print 3 for exit. If you want to go out of the program, number 3. If you want to go for engineer, number 2, and if you want to go for manager, it will be number 1. So press, it can be backslash as a new line. Yeah. So int input equals to object dot next int, because this is an integer, so this value should be stored in input. So we have used already scanner class, so need not use again. So the input what the user has given will be stored in input, and it will check the condition from here. So if input is 1, that's gonna perform manager X. This is a variable, it can be anything like apple ball, whatever. I have just taken as X randomly. So X equals to new manager. So this will call the function x dot cals. So it will go again to the top, and it will perform the calculation from here, check, and it will come in this way to the down. So it keep on checking. So if the number input is 2, it will come to the else part, and it will check the condition here. It will perform. If it is neither of them, it will break the condition. If you enter 3, and it's gonna come out of the program, or else this is the exceptional case, or we can keep it, because if I'm gonna enter 7, 8, 9, it's an invalid input. So we need to enter a valid input. So let's run our code and check how it's gonna run and compile. Yeah. mm, I'm going to remove this space for, okay, I need to stop the code, because in online GDB when I'm running a code I cannot edit the program. So yeah, let's run the code. Yeah, press 1 for manager, press 2 for engineer, press 3 for exit. So just I need to enter manager or engineer, just I'll enter here manager, then directly it's gonna print all the values and all the program for us. So yeah, see here, one is nothing but manager. Gross salary is equals to 34,500. The net salary 24,000. He's gonna pay net salary is 34,000. So paid details, all these details, and so how he's getting this salary 24,500 after deducting all these things, he's gonna pay that. So let's check for the engineer how he's gonna get. Oh yeah, see 19,000 here, 14,000 and 16,000. So all these values just we have given in the program directly, or if you are developing your own program, if you're building an own program, you can keep all these in a scanner class and you can take the inputs and calculate there. As I'll show you very shortly how to do. So as we have mentioned the basic salary here and all these things, we can give it as variables. So A into B, so C into B, D into B. If I take values as these values, so the user will enter how much percentage and the user will enter the basic salary. So in this way you can use your coding thing. So I hope you understood this video, and further next two inheritance videos, the link is given in the description. You can go and check through that. That's all in this video. Thank you everyone.